Hey everybody, Jarrett here. I just wanted to do another brief training about how to open up the door to talking to people about the Doobly opportunity, whether it's a business associate or a partner program or a customer. Just kind of want to talk about how to initiate the contact and get the communication open. So, open your mouth. That's the first key. All right. It can be uncomfortable and unpleasant at first, no matter how experienced you are. Talking to people can be uncomfortable. There are many people who it's not uncomfortable for. You know, their personality, they're such extroverts and great with people that they don't mind it at all. But for most of the population, there is this apprehension to open your mouth and talk to people and talk to strangers, or to pick up the phone and call someone on the other end that you have never met, you have no experience with. There's this fear of the unknown, somewhat. And so you need to just open your mouth, just do it. You have nothing to lose. The worst thing they're going to do is say no, and you're going to move on to the next person who is going to say yes. And so and as long as you stay positive and open your mouth and just do it, you're going to be successful. Another important factor in opening your mouth is setting goals. You want to set a goal for how many people you want to talk to each day. It's a really helpful thing. Again, some people it just comes natural to. They may not need to really set a goal, and it just happens. They just talk to people. It's very natural for them. But again, for most people, that's something that is out of their comfort zone. So if you set goals, it's a great way to expand your comfort zone. A great mentor of mine once said that there is no growth in the comfort zone, and there is no comfort in the growth zone. So if you want to grow, you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone, and goals are a great way to do that, to help you expand and progress incrementally, little by little. So if you set a goal for how many people you want to talk to about a business associate opportunity, set a goal for how many people you want to talk to about becoming Doobly customers, set a goal for how many businesses or charities you want to talk to about the partner program. If you set these goals and you can track them, it's going to be super helpful in getting you more comfortable with opening your mouth. So the next thing is how are we going to say something? How are we going to approach these people? You want to keep it brief. You want to keep it light, and you want to keep it positive, and you want to be yourself. So you want to keep it brief. They're busy. You're busy. So your statement, your question needs to be short and powerful. You want to keep it light. You want to keep it informative, but you don't want to overeducate them, especially at the beginning and especially in an initial contact. You're just trying to pique their interest. You don't want to bore them with things like, unless they specifically ask, and maybe they have some time right then, but you don't want to say, hey, do you want to get 30% of the customers you can get from our system? And, well, what is your system, and what is 30%, and how is that? That's an exaggeration of what you would say, but you don't want to be so heavy with these facts and the details. Just keep it brief and keep it light. You want to keep it positive, and what I mean by positive, you want to keep them in a positive mindset about you and about what you're there to offer. And so you only want to ask questions you know the answer to. Questions like, hey, would you like to learn how to increase your revenue? Would you like to learn how to increase your revenue from your current customer base? If their answer is no, then wow, what are they doing in business? You know the answer is going to be yes. Of course they want to learn how to do that. So, and by asking a question that you know the answer is yes to, that yes is a positive affirmation to them and to you. And so it keeps that positive, and it builds it keeps that positive nature, and it builds the relationship from the very beginning on a positive foundation. So you want to keep it positive in that way. The last thing is you want to be yourself. don't go be a robot salesman person. Don't have a rote, every person you're going to say this to. You want to be yourself and let the conversation flow naturally as it would if you were being you. Obviously, if you're very introverted and maybe it's hard to talk to people, you break out of that. But if you're not the kind of guy or gal who is checklist type of salesman, and some people are really great at like a sales, quote unquote, sales process flows really naturally for them. But a lot of people, that it comes off as very robotic, and so I'm going to first ask you this question, then I'm going to qualify you, then I'm going to follow up with this question, and it's super unnatural, and people can see that. If you're yourself, people can see that, and people love the genuine. People love interacting with genuine people. Remember that the apprehension about interacting with people you don't know, and it's the fear of the unknown. There's a communication theory called uncertainty reduction. And as you are being yourself and you are keeping this brief light and positive, and you allow them to be themselves, you are reducing uncertainty about them as well as their uncertainty about you is being reduced, and that creates a more comfortable climate, and that's what you need. So what kind of things can you say in this initial contact? If it's somebody that is a friend of yours that has been busting their tail at wherever they're working, they work from 8 to 6, or they work overtime every day. They're from 8 to 8 or 8 to 9 every day, and they're just not getting ahead, and they've told you they don't like your job. They don't like their job. You can say to them something like, "Hey, were you serious about not liking your job?" "Oh, you were? Awesome. Well, I know you're busy, you got all your work, and I'm busy too, but let me just share this with you briefly, and let's set up another time to talk." Okay, something along those lines. Maybe it's a friend who you can approach in a kind of an indirect way and say something like, "Hey, you've always been so supportive of me. I just started this new business, and I'm a little nervous. Before I really get going and trying to make these sales, I was wondering if you'd let me practice on you." If they're a great friend like you say they are, obviously they're going to say, "Yes, sure, go ahead." So A, it'd be great practice no matter what they say. But B, if you're ready and you have your homework done and you can do a semi-decent presentation at all, what we have to offer, this Doobly opportunity, is so awesome that that person might say, "Hey, well, maybe I want to do this." And if nothing else, get a customer. There you go. Boom. Another option you could say is, "Hey, you call up a business on the phone, or you are at a local pizza shop, whatever, and you go up to the owner. Hey, I know you're busy. I'm just on my way out too, but before I left, I wanted to give you my business card, and if I could show you how to increase your revenue from your current customer base, would you take a few minutes to listen to me?" "Okay, awesome. Well, here's my card. What time of day is best for you?" Okay, and then you go from there, right? But these just simple, just brief, powerful, interest piquing type of questions are what you want to try to stick to. And the last thing you want to do in this initial brief interaction, whether it's phone call or in face-to-face, is you want to confirm a commitment. So if they're interested at all, do not hang up. Do not leave without a follow-up confirmed, because they're busy, you're busy. It's going to get lost. So you want to confirm an action to take place. You want to confirm the time frame for the action. You want to confirm the follow-up meeting. Maybe the action is the follow-up meeting. So let's confirm when it's going to be and how it's going to take place. Maybe the action is you left them a business card with a QR code on it with a video, and they're going to watch the video. And then the next day you're going to follow up with them about that. So whatever it is, you confirm the action, confirm the time frame, and confirm the follow-up. So now once you're there, that's kind of what I want to talk about in this presentation, is the initial contact, right, and how you first start, open that door and get them interested, and so you can get back in the door to make the actual sale. So, but on this, as the last slide, I just kind of wanted to go over briefly. Once you've had that initial contact, you've confirmed the follow-up, you've confirmed an action, you've confirmed the time frame, and you've confirmed the follow-up, and now you are here at the follow-up. How do you progress from there? So you want to continue building off of those previous principles of keep staying positive. You want to ask questions. You want to keep it a dialogue, because guess what that's going to do? It's going to reduce uncertainty for both of you. And it's also going to give you a lot of great information to know where to take the conversation and what concerns to address. You also want to, on the bottom bullet point here, if you say something like, our system works and I know it can work for your business, I'll be your guide in showing you how our system can benefit your business. If you stick with this type of language and you stick with this form throughout the phone call, if you are just a guide and not trying to sell them hardcore on everything, if you're guiding them to come up with their own ideas, if you are asking questions about their business so that you can guide them, so you can say, hey, that's a great point about your business. You have 50 new customers every day. So how do you think we could implement our system? Obviously you wouldn't ask that at the beginning when they don't know anything about the system, but you ask that question, and they're thinking, well, man, they're coming in and buying stuff anyway. Why don't I just offer them a membership as they walk out the door as a thank you? It's like, that's a great idea. And you build on that, and you give them positive reaffirmation. You're saying, yeah, that's a great idea, but what you're doing is you're guiding them. So my point is, you're asking these questions with the dialogue, and you're helping them to solve their own problem, because too often you fall into the trap of thinking that you can sell anything to anyone. Our system is great, which it is, and it's a cure-all for everything. But what you need to realize is that every business is different, and they all have unique aspects and whatnot. So if you can help the owner or the person come to their own conclusions and their own ideas of how the system will work for them, then that's powerful, and that comes from questioning and dialogue. So once you've made this initial contact, you're here at the beginning sale, you want to say things like that at the very beginning. You want to begin with these types of statements where you're going to be a guide and you're going to help show them. And then throughout the conversation, keep that commitment of guiding them and showing them, not just telling them, not just selling to them. Because as you do that, subconsciously, you are keeping a promise to them. You said, I will be your guide, and then you were their guide. And they came up with their own ideas, and you guided them and showed them how the system can benefit their business. And now you kept a promise. How awesome is that? And now your relationship moving forward is going to be a lot more beneficial for both of you. So a couple other great, starting points. You can say something like, as you learn our system, as you learn how our system can increase your revenue while you remain focused on your service, you will want to put our system into place as soon as possible. Or if I can show you how you can do this, will you take the next steps? Or as I show you this, let's ignore this if. That was terrible of me. You want to avoid ifs, and you want to use as instead, because if creates doubt. So say, as I show you this, will you do this? Or I am going to show you this. And then at the end, when you've shown them that, again, it's a great relationship builder because you've fulfilled a promise. So avoid if language. To me, the if is kind of the devil's doubt tool, because there's always if not too, But if you say as this happens, it's kind of a promise that it's guaranteed, It's that positive outlook, that positive vibe. And so stick with these types of language throughout, from the very beginning, when you first meet them, to the beginning of the sales pitch, to the end, to throughout your entire relationship as their account manager. You want to use words like as and will and I am and I know it will. And so as you use that language, your relationships and interactions with clients will be greatly and vastly improved. Anyway, hope this is useful. Take it for what it's worth. Again, just suggestions, guidelines. You don't have to use these exact, pitches. But build off of them, use them. Hope you get ideas from them. I'm open to suggestions. Let me know what works for you. And I look forward to working with all of you, and let's go get it done.